Once upon a time, in a cozy little kitchen, there lived a determined mouse named Maximum. Max was tiny, but he had big dreams, especially when it came to cheese. One sunny morning, Max spotted the biggest, most delicious-looking piece of cheese he'd ever seen atop the kitchen counter. It was love at first sight. Max knew he had to have that cheese, but there was one problem: the counter was high, and the obstacles in between were even higher. Max scurried up the first chair leg, only to find himself face to face with Whiskers, the household cat, lounging lazily with half-closed eyes. Max knew he had to be quiet as a whisper. He tiptoed past Whiskers, whose ears twitched at the slightest noise, and made it safely to the table. Max's heart pounded with excitement. However, the next obstacle was the wobbly tower of kitchen utensils. He thought hard and decided to use a string he found by the table leg. Max tied one end to the chair and the other to his waist. He climbed cautiously, each utensil jingling precariously, and finally made it halfway. But then, a sudden clang sounded. Max's tiny heart nearly jumped out of his fur coat, but he held on tight, with sheer determination, as Whiskers' ear twitched again. The cat lazily looked around, but saw nothing and went back to napping. Max let out a sigh of relief and continued his climb, slipping and sliding, until he reached the top. There, the glorious cheese awaited. Just as he was about to grab it, the cheese seemed to look down and laugh, as if asking, "Think you can reach me?" But Max didn't give up. He remembered the stories his grandpa Mouse used to tell about the great cheese hunters of old, and he felt a surge of courage. He jumped with all his might, grabbing the cheese with his tiny paws. As he finally held it, Max felt a sensation of pure joy. He had done it. And guess what? The cheese tasted even better than he had imagined. Max learned that day that even the biggest obstacles could be overcome with perseverance and a little bit of clever thinking. From that day on, Max was known as the bravest mouse in the kitchen, and his story inspired many young mice to chase their dreams, no matter how big the counter or how high the obstacles. And so, Max lived happily ever after, chomping away at his hard-earned cheese.